What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Fettylations. You know what I mean?
Young nigga preach, preach, young.
Fettylations is something I've been wanting to do for a while, to be honest with you. Like, I've been thinking about starting a podcast because my mind's been like all over the place. And when I do open my mouth, sometimes to some people, they tell me like, yo, bro, you should start a podcast. So here it is. I'm not gonna lie, it's something I'm very excited about. Like super excited about it because it's been on my mind for so long and I'm finally getting it done. Thank you to everyone that voted on the poll saying they would listen, because that really motivated me to make this video. And to the people that said no, shut up. And basically I'm just going to give you guys an introduction to what Fettylations is all about and why I decided to start Fettylations, okay? So basically, like, I remember like a point in my life where I was just like super scared of like being myself, like unfiltered, unapologetic and all that shit. Like I was super scared. And you know, it felt like everything anyone said, you know, you just get cancelled, some shit goes south, you know what I mean? Like shit was just not going well, okay? So eventually I overcame that fear when I realized that like literally no one gives a fuck, like, to be honest. Like, not that no one gives a fuck, that like you should never kid yourself to think that people actually care about you. They just care about the topic and if it affects them or not, you know what I mean? So if you have your facts straight and you like educate yourself on the topic and you realize that like this is what's right and this is what's wrong, no one else can really tell you what is right and what is wrong, right? Unless it personally offends them, which in that case they must just not listen. Duh, it's quite obvious. So basically the whole point of this podcast is just to like encourage more people to be more themselves unapologetically, more themselves, like, and like no fear whatsoever, and like just be yourself, but fuck what other people think, you know what I mean? I understand why most people, some people say no to Fettylations, because like anyone who's on my close friend list knows I've been whining out for like the last 2 days. And you know, it's mostly about girls because that's what my life consists of, you know, like I just talk from experience. And the girls that have voted no on Fettylations know what Fettylations is all going to be about. And before I get into it, I just want to say that I'm aware what country I'm in. I'm aware that South Africa is the rape capital of the world and gender-based violence is a serious thing in this bitch, okay? Not at any point would I ever condone gender-based violence at any level, like, you know, it's bad. No one's saying it's good, it's bad. But that doesn't mean that there isn't other, you know, aspects to life regarding women in this country. Like, there is women that live a normal life and, you know, experience normal things and, you know, we experience it with them. But, again, that doesn't exclude the majority of women that do face it on a daily basis or whenever they face it, you know what I mean? It's a serious topic and, you know, the more we shine a light on it, the better, okay? I just want to address that right there and there. All right, okay, cool. Now that's out the way, let's get to it. Okay, so today's episode is going to be about energy and currency and the power of the mind and why the power of the mind is so powerful, because it really is. And if you doubt the power of the mind, then, you know what, shame on you. Shame on you for doubting something so goddamn powerful, because it's really powerful and it's really there. Most of you guys believe in the law of attraction because like the law of attraction is like attracting things with your mind, you know what I mean? Like if you think it will happen, or you can manifest it through thinking about it and shit like that. And that's true to an extent, obviously, like anything else. But to the people that don't believe in the law of attraction or in the power of the mind, I always say to them you know when, what's it called, sleep paralysis? You know sleep paralysis, I'm pretty sure most people know what sleep paralysis is, and it's happened to most people. You believe in that, right? Because it's probably happened to you, you know what I mean? It's never happened to me personally, but I know a lot of people that it's happened to, and you know, it's not nice. And you know, sleep paralysis, it's all in your mind, you know that, right? Like it feels so goddamn real, but it's literally just your mind playing tricks on you, and that's how powerful the mind is. And it's because you let your mind wander off. Like if you let your mind wander off into fucking wherever, infinity, it's gonna fuck you up. It's gonna do some fucked up shit. It's gonna show you some fucked up shit, and it's gonna make you fucked up if you don't fucking control it. Now you need to control that bitch and put it back in order and tell yourself, like, listen, this is what I'm going to do today, and I don't give a fuck whether they'll like it or not. You know what I mean? Like, the law of attraction is real, bro. The law of attraction is real. And if you don't believe in sleep paralysis, just ask anyone, bro. Like, a lot of motherfuckers get that shit. That shit's fucked up. That shit's goddamn real, you know what I mean? And like, that's just what happens when you let your mind wander off into like whatever and do whatever, you know what I mean? Like, control your shit, make your shit straight and think straight, you know what I mean? Now, it's not just the law of attraction, there's many other laws out there, and energy and frequency is a serious thing. Like, you know when something doesn't feel right, bro. Like when it's just like, it doesn't sit well with your spirit. That's energy, that's something telling you that like that shit isn't for you, because it's not. And you know, energy and frequencies are like in the world, bro. Like in everyday, like it's there. It's floating around, bro. And you can just feel it. You can just feel it. And most people ignore it. And you know, like, it's a goddamn shame that you would ignore something so goddamn powerful. Energy is probably the most important thing to me, bro. Like if I wake up in the morning and I feel off, I repeat to myself words of affirmation. You know, I tell myself that, you know, you're the fucking man, and you're the best, and no one else is better than you. You know what I mean? Some people call it arrogance, but I wouldn't disagree, but I'd rather feel good about myself than feel shitty about myself. But I always give myself a reality check, because that's what you gotta do. You gotta be real with yourself. You gotta know when shit's not going well, when shit's going right. And you can't just be lying to yourself and being delusional the whole time. But there's a certain level of acceptance you can take, bro. You can't keep taking L's the whole fucking time, bro. Like, come on. Like, if you keep taking L's and you're just okay with it, you're like, oh, I'm so sad, my life is so sad. But your life is gonna get like that. You talk yourself into it. And when you wake up in the morning and you tell yourself, listen, I'm the fucking man. I'm the one who says what happens to me today. Then shit goes well for you, bro. Just try it once in a while. Try and see how it goes. And another thing I want to bring up is gut health. Have you ever heard of the phrase, trust your gut? Or like, you know how people like, yeah, just trust your gut, like listen to your gut knows best. Bro, that shit isn't just a fucking metaphor, bro. That shit is really legit. Like, that shit is real, bro. Like, gut health is so important, and it should be your number one health, bro. Like, your gut being clean can change your fucking life, bro. I can't express this enough. Like, gut health is so fucking important, bro. Drink your green tea, eat your lemons, ginger, you know what I mean? Make sure you diet straight. Like, it blocks a lot of manifestation happening, like your whole energy. Like how do I put this, man? Like most people think like energy and like manifestation all comes from the brain. Yeah, it comes from the mind, yeah, but your mind is very closely linked to your gut. It's very closely linked to your guts, and if your gut's not clean, bro, then you know you're blocking yourself with a lot of blessings. You know what I mean? You gotta speak that shit into reality, bro, because no one else is gonna do it for you. And if anyone tells you shit, bro, like one thing I've learned to do is not like, I don't ignore negative things like in my life. Like, if something's not going right, I don't just ignore it and pretend like it's not there. Like, I do face it. But when it comes from other people, like people, especially like people that don't know you and shit, you know what I mean? People that don't know you from a bar soap, and then they start calling you all these fucked up things, misogynistic and all that.
That kind of hurted me though, cause it's like, why would you think that of me? Like, you should already know me. Like, you know I ain't going for it.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't even know what I'm about. You don't know who I am from a bar soap, so you can't really tell me what I am and what I'm not. You know what I mean? So, bro, like, it's important to have a positive self-image with yourself. I'm not talking about your reputation with the world. I'm not talking about how people perceive you or how you'd like to be perceived. It's about how you perceive yourself. You need to, like, you can't lie to yourself, bro. Like, you can lie to everyone throughout the whole day. You can just be capping, telling people. But when you go back to your room and it's just you and yourself, you know what's real and you feel it. And, you know, it really projects, without you even noticing, like, that frequency, it projects, like, into the world. Like, people see it. People see you saying this and that, but they see it, they feel it, you know what I mean? And if the energy is pure with yourself and your self-image is like, you know, you're proud of yourself, and you don't need to say it out loud. People just see it, and people are attracted to that, bro. Like that shit, you can't hide that shit, bro. And I always tell people, like the easiest way like if you want to be perceived a certain way, or you want to be seen a certain way, or you want to be known for a certain type of thing, the easiest way to get that is just be it, bro. Like, there's no need taking these shortcuts and pretending and acting and you know, like wishing you were that. If you just are it, people will naturally see it, and if they don't, at least you know you're it. No one else can tell you who you and what you are, except for maybe a psychologist, but then that's just you having a lack of self-awareness, bro, because even my psychologist can't tell me shit, bro. Well, you can, but like bro, like I know myself. And you know, ignorance is bliss, bro. I'm not ignorant. I do listen to people and I do take it into account, and I do tell people when they're right and when they're wrong. But there's a certain level of acceptance that you must have with yourself and with other people. Like at some point you're gonna have to go through this phase where you're almost single-minded, bro. Like you only think this type of way. I saw it. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the saying on Instagram. It was like, yeah, at some point you have to be closed-minded. But I don't like that. I don't like that saying. I think it should just be called single-minded. Like you be single-minded and you put your head down and you grind. And I'm gonna give you an example of like when it happened with me in my life. Like when I first started training, when I first started gymming and shit like that. And you can tell, you know, I didn't do too bad.
I like myself, I would myself, and I do everything that I do to please myself.
When I first started gymming and shit like that, I was gymming with a lot of people. Like I really wanted to learn, bro. I really wanted to get big, and I knew the only way I'd get big is if I actually put in the work and I got that shit done. And there's no point of me crying when I go back home and be like, oh, I'm putting in so much work, I'm not getting big. That shit wasn't gonna help me. So, you know,